What if I told you that in hand today is a watch that by my count has the brand's logo on it 16 times? And here's the crazy thing. Personally, I think they missed the opportunity to have it at least 12 more. Today, we are taking a look at the Flyway Terra Maris by Isotope. And if for some reason you have not heard of Isotope, then buckle in because I think you're really gonna like this brand. Founded in 2016, Isotope is still a relatively young brand, but let me tell you, it's one that the watch world is taking notice of. Last year at the 2025 Timepiece World Awards, Isotope was the only brand to take home not one, but 2 awards when they secured the time-only award for their Mercury Shadow. And then, after a tie in the vote with Christopher Ward's Loco, picked up the People's Choice Award for their Moonshot chronograph. And I will tell you this, I had the opportunity to get hands-on with these watches at Intersect Charlotte in early 2025, and they absolutely deserve the win. In fact, here's a clip of me giving my opinion on the brand in a video I did last year covering that event. We stopped and talked with Isotope, and I gotta tell you, this brand deserves so much more attention. If there is one thing that I would say that this brand is doing wrong, it is that they are probably underpricing their watches. They have a chronograph that is selling for around 3,000 bucks, and in my opinion, this watch should be going for double that. Okay, so double, that may have been a little bit much, but it does get to my point. I really like this brand. And with models like the Moonshot, I mean, just take a look at this thing, and the Mercury Shadow, albeit a little bit dressy, how could I not? And just to add to that, my son attended that show with me, and to this very day, if you ask him what his favorite micro brand is, he will not only mention Isotope, he will also tell you his favorite model, the Hydrium, quickly followed by the fact that he is disappointed that Isotope no longer has available his favorite option, which was the green. Moving on to the watch that we have in the studio here today, in full disclosure, it is the only watch in the Isotope lineup that I would not add to my personal collection. And it's not because I don't like it, and in fact, that would be quite the contrary. I love it, and I even think that it may be one of the coolest watches out in this price range. The problem is I am a big guy and the Flyway is only available in 36mm, which just doesn't work for me. I am not gonna lie, I would love to take this thing apart so I can inspect it piece by piece. But since I can't, I'm just gonna have to be honest and tell you, I am not sure how this case is constructed. The best I can tell, again, I do not know this for sure, but I believe it's a 3-piece sandwich style case design. But it's done so well that even looking through a loop, I am not 100% sure. Just look at the way the bezel is integrated into the case. Take a look at the side and you will see the heavy arch lugs that Isotope says were inspired by a bird, stating time never stands still. Like the great migration of birds, it moves with purpose, crossing borders and spanning continents. The Flyway Terra Maris captures the stunning harmony between land, sea, and air, blending natural elements into the timepiece that's both beautiful and meaningful. Taking a look at the crown, this brings me to the first of the 16 logos and the only other gripe that I have about this watch. And no, it's not because it's a push-pull crown, because this watch is rated at 100 meters. It's because that while the crown looks cool, it's got 0 texture and is next to impossible to get a good purchase on. Take a look at the back and you will see that Isotope decided to go with a sandblasted screw-down case back with a small curved sapphire exhibition window. Take a closer look at the recess on the screw holes and you will find another 6 Isotope logos. On display, depending on the movement you chose when purchasing, you will find either a Swiss-made Landeron movement dressed up with blued screws, perlage, and a Côte de Genève finish. Oh, and by the way, it is here on the rotor that you will find the 8th Isotope logo. This is the one that I have here today, but if you were willing to spend a little bit more money when ordering, in yours you will find a Soigné grade La Joux-Perret G101 boasting a much better power reserve of 68 hours and it has been regulated to +7 seconds per day. Flip it over, and before we get to what's going on under the crystal, we first need to talk about the crystal. I hope I can illustrate this in a video, but take a look at this. Isotope has chosen to go with a hyperbolic paraboloid sapphire crystal. So if you were to take a look at this crystal from the 12 to the 6, it has an arch. And from the 3 to the 9, it is concaved. I don't know if this was showing off or is it designed for purpose. All I can tell you is that this is one of the most unique crystals I have ever seen. Moving on to the dial, I think the dial is going to be one that you either like or you don't. No in between. I myself happen to like it, but I did show it to my daughter and her reply was, "Ooh, I don't like that color." Not a big deal because Isotope has several variations of the Flyway, like the Guilloche, the Blink Air, the Off-White Air, the Purple Air, the Cayenne Blue, and several more. Take a look under the applied lume-filled bronze hour index at the 12 and you will find once again the Isotope logo, but this time it's been blued to match the handset. And I don't know if it's because I get the opportunity to get hands-on with a lot of watches, but I find myself constantly wondering what I would have done different if I had a part in the design. And on this one, I would love to see what this watch would look like with a bronze handset to match those indices. My guess is that it would not be very legible, but it would look super cool. So what are we at now? 9 logos counted, I believe. Well, take a look at the chapter ring and you will find number 10 living right there between the Swiss made. And by the way, the diamonds at each hour marker, that was the missed opportunity I talked about earlier when I said they could have added 12 more. So how do we get from 10 logos to the 16? Well, the bracelet. Tapering from 18 millimeters to 16 millimeters, the bracelet is a pretty standard 3-link with a butterfly clasp. The outside links vertically brushed and the center links high polish. The copy I have, you will have to excuse the small scratches, but in the last month alone, this watch has went from Watch Chris to Wrist Chick and then to me. Oh, and by the way, if you are watching and you happen to be a lady or you happen to think your lady will like this watch and you want to check it out from a female's perspective, you should probably go check out the video that Wrist Chick did on this watch. In fact, I will go ahead and leave a link to her video in the description. So here we go, logo count time. Here is one in the Isotope font, that's number 11. Here is one on the sign clasp, that's number 12. Did I mention that the bracelet comes with quick release spring bars? Well, take a close look. There is 13, 14, 15, and 16. So what do you think? Is this watch a winner? And if not, did you like any of the other models I shared? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. I'm James. This is Blue Collar Lux, and I will see you in the next one.